Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple. I'm Thomas Grogan, and it's Gen Con season, which means every Tom, Dick, and Harry is coming out with their top 10 Gen Con game list, blah, 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 including this Tom. So, I thought I'd throw my hat in the pile there. So, this is my top 10 of Gen Con games that are either being demoed, on sale, or being announced at Gen Con 2018. And this is not in any particular order. I just picked the 10 that I'm looking forward to. So you can pretty much just rank all these number one if it's on the list. I just have 10 of them. So, first off is Evil High Priest. This is put out by Peterson Games. It is a 2 to 5 player. Playtime is about 40 to 90 minutes. But, that's all like kind of relative. All the timing thing on the box that they print, it's all lies. It's all lies. It's fake news. Now, Evil High Priest is a worker placement game in which the players take the part of priest of a Lovecraftian entity. Take your pick, whichever one, I guess. All players worship the same great old one, and they are emphatically not allies. Okay? Now, when they awaken their great old one, he will decide which among them is the best based on value points, and appoint that priest, and that priest only, to be the high priest who wins. So, alright, another one is Move Over X-Wing. If you were pissed off because of like the whole X-Wing 2nd edition thing, well, don't worry. You could just sell all your X-Wing stuff and get into Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is by Ares Games. It plays 2 to 99 players. So if you're the 100th player, sorry, you miss out. You're going to have to wait. You have to go home. Take a number, stand in line. Plays about 30 to 60 minutes. Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles is a starship combat miniature game created by the same designers of Wings of Glory and Sails of Glory. The game includes ready-to-play, painted, and assembled miniatures, which is pretty damn good, with a special base to support its unique game mechanisms. So, Move Over X-Wing, Battlestar Galactica is here to stay. At least I hope so. Next is City of Gears. Now, I'm a big steampunk fan. In fact, at the time of this recording, in about a week or so, I'm going to be receiving my Kickstarter of Gearworks. So, looking forward to that. But this is another steampunk style game called City of Gears. It's put out by the Game Crafter and Grey Fox Games. Plays 2 to 4 players, about 45 minutes. Now, City of Gears is a unique steampunk game of exploration, area control, worker placement, and engine building. So, quite a few things in there. From your incredible factory, you must race to claim ownership over the magnificent ruins of an abandoned clockwork metropolis. Each game plays in under an hour. At least you hope so. And because only 9 of the city tiles from dozens available, so there's quite a bit of replayability there, are randomly chosen and placed each game. No 2 games are ever the same. Well, we spent the past year or so terraforming Mars. So now the next chapter is Terraforming Mars Prelude. This is by Griff Games and Stronghold Games. It plays 1 to 5 players, 90 to 120 minutes. Now, in Terraforming Mars Prelude, you get to choose from Prelude cards. So, got some introduction of new cards coming in, and that jumpstart the terraforming process, or boost your corporation engine. There are also 5 new corporations and 7 project cards that thematically fit the early stages of terraforming. So I guess it's sort of like a prequel to Terraforming Mars. Next is Chronicles of Crime. I backed this on Kickstarter. Looking forward to receiving it later this year. Plays 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. It's from Lucky Duck Games. Chronicles of Crime is a cooperative game of crime investigation, mixing virtual reality experience and board gaming. And one of the cool things is you have the physical board components, and each location, evidence, characters, witnesses, suspects, the whole gamut have these little Q codes that you scan, and but you're able to look through your phone and examine the crime scene. So it's pretty cool. And obviously it comes with an app, so for you people who don't like apps with your board games, you're going to miss out, because this is a really cool game. Sucks to be you. These lights are hot. Now, Clank has really taken the whole deck building thing by storm. And my favorite iteration of that game is Clank in Space. Well, this time it has an expansion called Apocalypse. So this is by Dire Wolf Digital and Renegade Game Studio. Clank in Space continues in Clank in Space Apocalypse. Small pockets of resistance continue to oppose Lord Eradicus, but the evil cyborg now plots to wipe them out with one grand and wicked scheme. What is that scheme? I have no glimmer of a clue, but I'm looking forward to this game and playing it to find out. The next one on my list is Brass Birmingham. Now, I missed out on the Kickstarter for this. It is by Roxley Games. 2 to 4 players, about 2.5 hours, that type of thing. Brass Birmingham is an economic strategy game, sequel to Martin Wallace's 2007 masterpiece. Brass Birmingham tells the story of competing entrepreneurs in Birmingham during the Industrial Revolution between 1770 and 1870. So some of you history buffs out there might enjoy this game. Now you must develop, build, and establish your industries and network in an effort to exploit low or high market demands. The next is the final expansion to Jamie Stegmaier's epic Scythe. It is Scythe: Rise of Fenris. In fact, this week on my weekly podcast, we have Jamie Stegmaier on the podcast. He'll be talking about Rise of Fenris, as well as some other games and all things Scythe, including My Little Scythe. So go to our website or go to iTunes and check that episode out. This will be actually the third time Jamie Stegmaier would be a guest on our podcast, so you don't want to miss that. Yes, Scythe: Rise of Fenris plays 1 to 7 players, 75 to 150 minutes. Of course, is by Stonemaier Games. Empires have risen and fallen in the aftermath of the Great War, and Europa stands on the precipice of a new era. The economy is robust, morale is high, and defenses are strong. There are reports from the countryside of strange soldiers with glowing eyes. Are they demons? I don't know. But they seem distant and harmless. I don't know. Somebody comes at you and their eyes are glowing. I doubt very highly if they're harmless. But this game has a campaign mode and a modular mode. Has 8 games in the campaign, 11 modules. Next is The Reckoners by, Nauvoo Games. Now, The Reckoners, this game is based on the young adult fantasy novels by Brandon Sanderson. It allows players to take on the roles of the novel's protagonists and work together to save the world. And that's always a noble effort. And for those of you who have ever seen or played Too Many Bones by Chip Theory Games, I'm looking forward to Undertow. This is 1 to 2 players, 60 minutes to an hour or so, hour and a half. And it introduces 2 new playable gear locks characters Stanza and Duster as they journey down the Sabron River in search of answers in this standalone expansion sequel to Too Many Bones. So if you know anything about chip theory games, you know their components are top notch. And the mechanisms and the gameplay is very engaging and very interesting. So this is one of the things that I'm looking forward to. So what about you? What are some games that you're looking forward to seeing at Gen Con? Are you even going to Gen Con? So let us know and sound off in the comments down below. And let us know what games you're looking forward to. And thank you so much for watching.